Welcome back to the second part of the chilling tale of the Selkerk Asylum murders. When we left off, 2 patients had been found murdered in the supposedly secure psychiatric wing, and panic was setting in. The police faced a terrifying reality. The wing was a fortress, accessible only with a keycard. This meant the killer wasn't some intruder who slipped past security. They were already inside. The murderer had to be a staff member or another patient, someone who belonged there. Suddenly, everyone was a suspect. Detectives began the grueling process of questioning every single person with access. Nurses who administered medication, orderlies who assisted patients, even the maintenance staff who fixed leaky pipes. The constant scrutiny and suspicion created a pressure cooker environment. Trust, a vital element in a place like Selkirk, completely evaporated. Staff members who had worked together for years now looked at each other with fear and paranoia. Every hushed conversation, every sideways glance, felt like an accusation. The very people meant to provide care were now suspected of committing the ultimate betrayal, and the atmosphere inside the asylum became as toxic as the secrets it held. Amidst the chaos, a junior nurse named Evelyn Reed approached the detectives with a peculiar detail. She was young, observant, and troubled by something that seemed insignificant to everyone else. She explained that just before each murder, she had noticed a faint but distinct smell near the victims' rooms. It was a strange, metallic scent, almost like a handful of old pennies. The police, overwhelmed with leads and facing immense pressure, quickly dismissed her observation. In our hospital's strange odors were disinfectants, chemicals, the unfortunate smells of illness. They chalked it up to an unrelated hospital scent and told her not to worry about it. But Evelyn couldn't shake the feeling that it was important. Her intuition screamed that this detail was a key, not a coincidence. Frustrated by the detective's dismissal, she decided to take matters into her own hands. She began to keep a secret log, meticulously documenting the movements of every staff member on her floor. She noted who went where, at what time, and for how long. It was a risky, amateur investigation, but Evelyn was determined to find the truth that she felt everyone else was overlooking. She was no longer just a caregiver. She was a hunter, stalking a predator, hiding in their midst. Evelyn's clandestine tracking soon led her to a quiet orderly named David. David was an unassuming figure, known for his calm demeanor and physical strength, which made him effective at handling difficult patients. He rarely spoke, unless spoken to, and mostly kept to himself. As Evelyn reviewed her notes, a horrifying pattern emerged. David's shift times and patient rounds coincided perfectly with the estimated times of both murders. He had the access, the opportunity, and the strength. Her heart pounded as she pieced it all together. Gathering all her courage, she decided to confront him. But cautiously, she found him in a quiet supply closet at the end of his shift. She didn't accuse him directly. Instead, she started gently, mentioning the strange metallic smell she'd noticed. "David," she began, her voice trembling slightly, "I've been noticing this weird smell, like old pennies, around the rooms where ... You know," she watched his face for any reaction. For a moment, he remained perfectly still. Then, his calm facade cracked. His eyes, usually placid, narrowed into cold slits. Eliana in his voice dropping to a menacing whisper that sent a chill down her spine. "You think you know what happened to the others?" Terrified, Evelyn felt the air leave her lungs. His quiet question was not a denial. It was a threat, a chilling confirmation of her deepest fears. She mumbled an excuse and quickly left the room, her legs feeling like lead. Her heart hammered against her ribs as she fumbled for her phone. She immediately called the lead detective, her voice shaking as she relayed David's exact words and his unnerving reaction. She told him about her secret log, the coincidences in his shifts, and the metallic smell she was now certain was connected to him. This time, the detective listened. Evelyn's fear was palpable, and her meticulous notes provided something they hadn't had before. A concrete, verifiable lead. Based on her testimony, the police moved in. David was taken from the asylum and brought into an interrogation room. The quiet orderly, now the prime suspect, in a double homicide. Under the harsh lights of the interrogation room, David's quiet exterior began to crumble. Away from the familiar, controlled environment of the asylum, he was a different person. After hours of intense questioning, he finally broke. The confession that poured out was more horrific than anyone could have imagined. He spoke of the patients, not as people, but as sources of a contagion of suffering. He claimed he felt their pain, their madness, and that it was infecting him. The murders, he explained, were his release, a way of purifying the wing in himself. His confession didn't stop at the 2 recent victims. He admitted to killing 5 patients over the past year. 3 of those deaths had been ruled as natural causes by the coroner, overlooked due to the patient's fragile health. No one had suspected a thing. And the metallic smell. It came from the fine iron filings that had caked onto his old, worn-out maintenance gloves, which he wore during the killings to avoid leaving fingerprints. The case went to trial, and David was swiftly convicted of multiple counts of murder. The horrific revelations destroyed the Selkerk Asylum's reputation. Public trust was shattered, and the institution was forced to shut its doors for good, its dark legacy sealed forever. The story became a chilling reminder of how the most vulnerable members of society can become invisible victims. Their illnesses and instability made them easy targets, their deaths easy to dismiss, and hiding in plain sight, disguised as a gentle caregiver, was a monster who exploited their trust to satisfy his own twisted needs. The quiet, unassuming orderly had been a predator all along, and the one place his victims should have been safe became their tomb. Thank you for watching. If you found this story compelling, please like this video and subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into the darkest corners of history. We'll see you next time.